Isiah Seldon has that name, and therefore some promise attached to him. He has tasted defeat. He has tasted sort of the downsides of life. We're going to post on to my @Woodsy1069 Twitter a story which really details that. I mean, he was homeless and he was selling drugs, and the ring is a place for him to find himself, for himself to be comfortable, and a little bit of a redemption song here. So we're going to be going to Mark Fratto tell us the particulars on these fighters.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. You're looking live at Boardwalk Hall here in Atlantic City, New Jersey. It's time to open a great night of action here on the Boardwalk. Let's bring both fighters to the ring for the opening bout. First, making his way to the blue corner from Macon, Georgia, Bryan Goldsby. And ladies and gentlemen, please welcome his opponent, making his way to the red corner from right here in Atlantic City, New Jersey, Isiah Seldon.
Quite in front of the hometown fans, but here's some songs from Christina Hammer came with. To make him feel good about himself. And, you know, we hear the fans out here, they're happy to see him back in the ring, and anticipate him to come out here and put on a fantastic show. Talk about anticipation. We have a world title fight, right, Mark Fratto? It's a world title fight. Featherweights, 10 rounds or less, IBF World Championship. Elena Gradinar from Russia taking on Brenda K. Carabajal from Argentina. 9-0 Gradinar against 15-4-1 Carabajal. That is our main event. We have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 bouts here on the Facebook Fight Night Live. And then I'm going to want y'all to probably go over to Showtime and see what they got going over here. That's Seldon, 30 years old, against the 37-year-old Bryan Goldsby, who is more of a journeyman sort. Comes in with a 5-9 mark. I would not necessarily expect this one to go the full 6, and Mark Fratto's going to give us more particulars now.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to the hallowed Boardwalk Hall here in the historic fight capital, Atlantic City, New Jersey. This is Fight Night Live on Facebook, powered by Everlast. Our opening bout this evening is scheduled for 6 rounds in the middleweight division. It's brought to you by Salida Promotions and presented by Everlast, who reminds you to be first. Boardwalk Hall, the Ocean Resort Casino, Iron Road Employee Administration, Core Power High Protein Milkshakes, a pre- and post-workout essential, Anita Active, premium quality and maximum support since 1986, Burger M, chef-inspired burgers, Eat Clean Bro, eat like a world champion, Elite Heat Water, drink the water, and Mr. Custom Made. For the perfect knockout look, check out Mr. Custom Made. The bouts this evening are sanctioned by the New Jersey Athletic Control Board. The commissioner is Larry Hazard Sr., the chairman, Tony Orlando, Stephen Katz, board member. Your doctors at ringside are Sherry Wolkin, MD, Michael Kelly, MD, Nina Radcliffe, MD, and Wei Shu, MD. The timer this evening, the man on the bell, is Ray Ryan. The judges here in our opening contest are Eugene Grant, James Kinney, and Alan Rubenstein. And controlling the action at the sound of the bell, the referee in charge is Ricky Gonzalez. Introducing first, fighting out of the blue corner. He weighed in at 154 3/4 pounds. As a professional, he's a veteran of 14 bouts. He wears black with silver and hails from Macon, Georgia. Ladies and gentlemen, Bryan Goldsby. His opponent across the ring weighed in at an even and ready 158 pounds. As a professional, his impressive record stands with 12 victories against 2 defeats with 1 draw, 4 wins coming by way of knockout. Also wearing black and silver, he represents his hometown, Atlantic City, New Jersey. Please welcome the son of the former WBA heavyweight champion, Bruce Seldon, and the New Jersey State super middleweight champion, Isiah Seldon.
Hey, gentlemen, you received your instructions in the dressing room. I expect a good, clean fight. Protect yourselves at all times. Obey my commands at all times. Touch them up.
X-Man, I want you to weigh in. That look on the face of Seldon is interesting to me. I'm trying to pick up on body language and such. He looks very excited. There was anticipation on his face. Maybe some nerves too, and it would make sense. He's coming off a KO1 loss in November 2018 to 15-0 Tyler Howard. So let's see as he reacclimates himself to the ring now, Mr. Porter.
You know, coming off a tough loss like that, knockout loss at that, you know, and now you're back home fighting in front of your hometown friends and family. You're the first card on a historical night such as this, and you can see the passion. He's ready. He wants to come out and have an explosive fight. He wants to have a phenomenal showing, and you know, this is the perfect guy, it appears, for him to, you know, showcase his talent and get back and get that confidence back in a sense.
So Seldon has the white gloves on, and you see pop out a great jab. He features the jab a lot. Goldsby also black trunks, and he's wearing the red mitts there. Both, I believe, are working the Everlast. Yes, indeed, sponsor of Facebook Fight Night Live, so I appreciate that. Now, as you can see, we got a little bit of an early bird special here. We kicked off at a little after 6 o'clock, and right-hand attempt from Goldsby just short on the chin of Seldon. A little bit of an early bird special building up towards a Claressa Shields versus Christina Hammer fight in this room. Our main event on Facebook Fight Night Live features Gradinar versus Carabajal. Now, we try to move it along and get you going right into the fights here. We're not so much all about the packages building towards something and the getting to know the backstories and such. We're more about the fights here on Facebook Live, Facebook Fight Night Live. And Goldsby trying to press the issue on Seldon here in round number 1, ticking down to 1 minute, 20 seconds. A little bit of a feel-him-out round. Goldsby getting some work, good work done in. The man from Macon, Georgia.
Tough guy coming out of Macon, Georgia. He's landed a couple good shots early on in the bout. Just landed there with the right hand and just landed a left hook on the inside. You know, you're coming out with all that passion with your nickname Zoo. You want to make sure that you can, you know, be the animal, be the beast to make sure that you get this win. You know, so sometimes when you just got caught with another right hand and another right hand and another right hand and another right hand. He's actually got knocked down.
And knocked down, scored by Goldsby, the man coming in from Georgia looking for the upset, and is Isiah Seldon having flashbacks to his last fight, a KO1 loss, November 2018 to 15-0 Tyler Howard. We talked about it leading into this. We read his facial expression. We wondered, how is he feeling? I think he's telling us right now, he better get on track real quick, Axe.
I think he might get knocked out. If he doesn't get his head back together, he might get knocked out. He seems to be a bit behind Goldsby. Another right hand by Goldsby. I don't know if it's a mental breakdown that we're seeing right now with Seldon. Again, the son of former heavyweight world champion, who also had a little mental breakdown against Mike Tyson.
Indeed. Stepping up onto the stage can do different things to different people. You want to have a certain degree of poise. When Dad stepped up, it was difficult. Some replay action from a surprising round number 1. Mr. Porter, what did you see there in this replay action?
I seen a little frustration by Seldon, who did not think that Goldsby would continue to rush him and land these solid shots. He landed 3 consistent right hands as well as a left hook. The pressure that Goldsby applied to Seldon has definitely frustrated the young man. And again, coming off the first, a knockout loss like he's done, fighting in front of your friends and your family, does he still have the passion, or is he losing mental focus? Because they always say in boxing, 90% of it's mental, 10% is physical.
Yeah, I've heard from 75 to 90. You're of the belief it's like 90, yeah?
I believe it's the 90. And the top fighters, the top world champions, they always say it. 90% mental, 10% physical.
Right. If your head isn't screwed on straight at your job, well, sometimes you can skate by. But if your job is boxing, not so easy to skate by. We got middleweights here. Looks like Seldon might try to come out, be more aggressive in this round, and he better start taking it to Goldsby, because he can't have a repeat of that first round. Clinching up here in AC, Atlantic City, Boardwalk Hall. This is the theater. Xavier, you know, you've been an OG boxing fan for a long time. You know what? you know this is a hotbed. This is a historic playground, fistic heaven here in Atlantic City, and I think they're starting to build it back up. We got more casino action here. Sports betting is perking things up here. And, of course, Facebook Fight Night Live is in the mix. Lineker Media and Mark Fratto is the originator of this series, now in its second year. I try to keep this. Is this 34, 35? What number fight is this? This is fight number 34 that we've had well over 5 million views. We do incredible numbers. Some people are envious of it. We're very pleased, and we're very proud of it. So I do mention it. It helps our sponsors. We got a lot of sponsorship. People saying they want to be attached to this brand. Right now, we got middleweight action. This is the first fight of our card. And then, of course, you'll be moving on to Showtime later. Showtime Sports has a couple of heavyweights, Otto Wallin and Jermaine Franklin in separate bouts. Setting the table, Salita Promotions. Dimitri Salita put this card together. Of course, Claressa Shields he handles. And Christina Hammer. What kind of a live dog is she? 24-0. Coming in from Dortmund, Germany. High excitation level, high buzz for that one. You went to some press events and you saw it, you felt it firsthand. Yeah, high degree of anticipation for that one, no BS.
This fight has been long overdue. Both women have been at the top of the sport for quite some time. Claressa Shields being a 2-time Olympic gold medalist, the only United States boxer to win such a feat. And she is a 5-time world champion, a 3-division world champion, and she's taking on a long reigning world champion in Christina Hammer. Neither women like each other. It's Germany against the United States. There's a lot of backstory to this fight, and it's one of the biggest fights not only in women's boxing but in boxing period. So definitely it's going to be a phenomenal fight in the main event on Showtime.
And in this one, a little backstory going on here. Do you feel like Seldon is on? I feel like he's still a little bit flat. He's getting smacked around here intermittently by Goldsby here at the end of round number 2.
I agree. I think Seldon's frustration is definitely there.
Undisputed Shields versus Hammer for the Unified Middleweight Championship of the World is brought to you by Salita Promotions and Showtime, and is presented by Boardwalk Hall, the Ocean Resort Casino, Iron Road Employee Administration, Core Power High Protein Milkshakes, a pre and post workout essential, Anita Active. For maximum support, visit anita.com. And Burger M, chef-inspired burgers.
Back live and here at Boardwalk Hall, Goldsby coming in from Georgia, 5-9 mark. No, he's not supposed to win this one. 1-8 in his last 9. Isiah Seldon coming back with mental cobwebs, we could say, Xavier Porter. Let's see how it rounds into form in round number 3. If maybe Seldon has gotten lubed up and his joints are ready and his brain is ready and he's mentally set to be here, be present now and dig down. That has been the knock against him. He's taken time off. He's bounced around. He's been homeless for a spell. He's put it out there very bravely, by the way. And he's talked about having to resort to deal drugs to make ends meet after being laid off from jobs. So this is a guy who has not had it easy. And I appreciate his vulnerability in admitting that. He puts that out here. The boxing space is not necessarily one for if you're in it with half measures, right? You got to be mentally all in. And that's what his management and his trainers have said. Are you all here ready to rock and roll to do this full time, pal? Because you can't be half effort with this.
And I'm not questioning Goldsby, the how you say, the power behind the shots that he's landing, but it doesn't seem to me that the shots that he's landing have so much pop in them. And yet and still they are hurting Seldon every time he gets hit. And every time Seldon gets hit, he shows the vulnerability, the frustration, and the lack of focus that says, oh, I don't know why I'm in this ring, you know. And then when he does get an opportunity to throw punches on him, he's either throwing wild swinging shots, or the shots are just missing Goldsby by just that much. And then you see the frustration on his face again. So for Goldsby, he's fighting a really good fight right now because all the cards are already on the table for him from Seldon. He sees what Seldon has. It's all in his face.
Yeah, and we want to make sure that we give full credit to Goldsby.
Another right hand by
feeling
Goldsby.
right
Another
now,
uppercut by Goldsby.
it's more about what Seldon isn't doing than really what Goldsby is bringing to the table. X-Man, looking forward, we have Jesse Angel Hernandez on the card, Big Sam Peters on the card, Jarico O'Quinn from Detroit, Michigan, who I think is a really good prospect. He's an 11-0. And then the main event, our main event, Gradinar and Carabajal. So this is 1 minute remaining in this one. Halfway through, this is the third round. And Goldsby, you can see, he's not the most refined person, right? You see a little bit of a sloppy jab and the two following the one. And he's a little bit herky-jerky in there. And is Seldon now trying to exert his strength and his relative experience as a professional in this fight? Now, Seldon has no amateur experience, by the way. He came in, you know, just learning in the gym. So he's still really learning on the job, X-Man.
It is tough to learn on a job such as this. You know, boxing is a tough job. It's a tough profession. You know, trying to get your punches off and land straight counter shots and trying to, you know, knock down your opponent or even score a knockout. It is tough to learn on the job. You know, however, you know, each time he gets hit, you just see the frustration. He's throwing punches after the bell. Referee just spoke to him about that. Hopefully his corner is telling him to just remain calm, keep your composure. Your shots are going to come. As you can see here, these shots on the inside, they're not hard landing, thudding shots, but yet still they seem to give a lot. They seem to hurt Seldon every time he gets hit by him. You know, Seldon here, he comes back with a nice combination on the inside. Seldon has no problem coming forward and you know, bringing the pressure. But when he gets hit, it seems like he just loses focus and his whole mind stops. He stops thinking about what he needs to do to win.
X-Men, people have watched us before know that we are interactive. We see William Stewart, Mark Staley are watching. Abe Gonzalez has joined us. John Q, fight fan. We say hello to everyone, wherever they are the world over watching. One of our friends was commenting they believe that Red Gloves, a.k.a. Goldsby, is a little bit gassed, so we're going to be on the lookout for that. And to be honest, that's something that makes us a little bit different than the other guys. We don't believe that we're omniscient. We sometimes get something from you people out there who are watching who will pick up on something that we don't see. We appreciate the interactivity. So X-Men will be doing call-outs and shout-outs throughout the night here on Facebook Fight Night Live, and it looks like there's a little bit more zest from Isiah Seldon to start this round 4 of 6 or less in middleweights.
Yeah, agreed. You know, Seldon, he's coming in with the same focus as he's been doing before. I just hope he manages it in the sense that if he wants to win this fight, he takes his time. He doesn't get overzealous, over anxious, and allow his opponent to kind of dictate the pace of the fight. Because right now, in my opinion, Goldsby is winning this fight.
Goldsby with the sneaky right hand, and the jab is honestly slow. We're not going to say it is what it isn't. Lack of refined technique on the part of Red Gloves, Goldsby. Seldon, is he mentally dialed in as he wants to be? I think looking back, depending upon how this goes, he's going to say, no, probably not. But it's still there for the winning. He can still take this fight. Xavier said he's been seeing Goldsby maybe doing the better work and getting smacked with a right hand. There is Goldsby. Seldon trying to exert the power edge, but he's swinging wildly, furiously flailing, clinching up in center ring. Ref separates the two men.
And as you can hear and listen to the crowd, his friends and family are here. They want him to win. They care about him. They believe in him.
Patrick Ward is watching from Manchester, England. Mr. Ward is a very high-level prize fighter. He says that red gloves will not last. So we thank Mr. Patrick Ward for watching. Ref will stop this, says Mark Haley, and you know what? Y'all are showing great sensibility. Seldon is pouring it on here. 1 minute remaining. Will Goldsby make it out of this round? He looks gassed out big time. He's talking to the ref and saying, come on, man. Help me out. Give me some stamina. Yeah, I'm fatigued as hell. Do something. Help me out.
He's definitely leaning on Seldon right now, like sleeping in his own bed.
But and a low shot, and then a follow-up right hand.
He tried to land a nice body shot there, and it just went a little bit low. It definitely wasn't intentional. But it was a low blow.
And we got a little replay action right here. This is Seldon. His mouth is open.
It was a right uppercut. It was low, but it wasn't intentional. But that right hand was a pretty good shot afterwards. Yeah. And that's what you want to do. You want to see the follow-up. Yes, he landed a right uppercut that was low. Again, it wasn't intentional, but he followed it up with a nice solid right hand. So definitely keep working hard in there, Seldon, and we'll see what takes place going forward.
Right now, showing testicular fortitude now, trying to walk it off is Goldsby. Seldon in the other corner, waiting for him patiently. Yeah, you should be waiting patiently. You're the one who smashed him in the groin. And he's looking up, and he's got a full 5 minutes. He's about to tell the referee, I can go.
I'd take it also. If I was Goldsby,
every second of the 5, yeah?
You know, I'd say, hey, man, this guy right here, he's bringing on the heat. He's coming forward. I'm a little fatigued right now. I'm going to take as much time as I need.
Interplay between Goldsby and the referee. They're talking about when he's going to come back, starting to hear the hooting from the crowd. Crowd is filling in now. This is the blue plate, the early special here in AC.
Here you go again. If you watch closely, ducks down, comes up with a right uppercut, very, very underneath the belt.
Right uppercut that went downtown. Yeah. And here we go, starting the action again in round 4, 25 seconds remaining. Seldon has been pouring it on in this round. Very fatigued. Coming from Goldsby.
And what I like what Seldon did was the very first punch he came back with was a right hand to the body. It was a straight right hand, not too low. Good shot by Seldon.
So he says, I'm not going to dispense with the body work here, but I'm going to keep it on the up and up, nearing the end of this round here.
Fight Night Live is powered by Everlast, who reminds you to be first. And presented by Eat Clean Bro. If you're a pro in training or you just want to eat like a world champion, check out Eat Clean Bro and use the promo code Fight Night. Elite Heat Water. The best fighters, trainers, and announcers just drink the water. And Mr. Custom Made. For a perfect knockout look, check out MrCustomMade.com.
Ready to rock and roll with replay action here. Some frenetic action in that round, X-Man.
Some good work by Seldon. He definitely kind of took the fight back, or I would say took the round over and applied pressure. He seems to have calmed down just a bit so he can get his punches off the way he needs to.
This fight is now here for the winning for Seldon. Yes, he has to, really, ideally, he presses Goldsby and he puts him out of his misery right here, right now.
Absolutely. Okay. Right now is the time for him to take control of this fight.
This is round 5. Seldon knocked down in the first round. He was getting caught cold with right hands from Goldsby, who came out looking, a little bit sloppy, but didn't matter. It was catching Seldon. Now a little bit of foolishness. Seldon is picking him up. The referee says, no, wrong sport, my friend. This is the Marquis of Queensberry rules. And now Goldsby popping left to right, east, west. And he's really sloppy looking, and now a backhand from Seldon. Yeah, no, this one will not be entered into the Hall of Fame as the height of ring generalship, we shall say. Some sloppy elements to this one, but not an interesting start in Facebook Fight Night Live. We got Jesse Angel Hernandez coming up next against Marcus Bates. That's a super bantamweight attraction, and I said to the people on Twitter that this one is a bit of a showbox type special. It's 12-2, Hernandez against 8-1-1 Bates. That should be a good one. We got 1 minute, 50 seconds remaining here. Referee asking for a little break and washing the bacteria off the Seldon mouthpiece. Goldsby has been more active in this round, not showing the effects of fatigue as badly.
Round 5, if Seldon wants to pull out this win, he definitely has to come forward and take this fight to Goldsby. Other than that, this fight can end in the draw.
Clinching up now. This is late innings in this 6-rounder. Jericho O'Quinn is going to be on this match. I want people to tell their friends that'll be a good one here. And come on, Samuel Peter, OG heavyweight, first blasted on the scene on HBO in 2005. Fought the Klitschko's 3 times. He's back in it to win it. He's 38 years old, still going. Bruce Seldon preceded Samuel Peter. He was more of a 90s era heavyweight.
Nice right uppercut by Seldon.
Goldsby is falling around the ring there a little bit. He's an MMA guy, as we said, 17 and 16 in MMA, and you see he's not totally at ease within the squared circle. Seldon looking to land the right hand in center ring now, trying to settle down. We said earlier that he has no amateur experience, so learning on the job. We say that all the time, but this guy in particular, really, truly, no amateur fights. And bum's rush attempt, Bryan Goldsby comes in squared up, looking to land the right hand, totally squared up, amateurishly throwing. Seldon not countering like you would maybe like if you're his corner, but you see some accuracy there put into effect.
And what people have to understand is, you know, Seldon is still fighting from behind because he was knocked down in the first round. In fact, Goldsby looked like he was ready to take him out, but Seldon has come back on and controlled the pace of this fight.
Looking into the corner of Goldsby, he looks fatigued, and we have replay action from the last round, X-Man.
As you can see, Seldon just coming forward, nice right uppercut to the body, another right uppercut to the body. Came up back up top, landed a pretty good right hand. He's doing his best to kind of like, you know, take control of this fight to get the win that he desperately needs.
Ladies and gentlemen, here in Atlantic City, New Jersey, boxing on the boardwalk, time to make some noise for these 2 warriors as we head into round number 6, the 6th and final round.
Sweet and smooth from Mark Fratto. He is our MC on this evening. He did a great job at the weigh-in for Shields and Hammer. He noted the buzz there. That's a middleweight face-off. It has been presented to you as arguably, possibly, the most important women's fight of all time. People have been debating that coming in, but what isn't debatable is I've noted, you can correct me if I'm wrong there on Facebook, my friends, that the buzz has been up, especially in the last week. People are noticing the real animosity between these two, so there's going to be a high degree of interest here in Boardwalk Hall. Shields versus Hammer. We're kicking off here on Facebook Fight Night Live, and then kicking it to our friends at Showtime. Isiah Seldon, does he chip off the old block? Bruce Seldon, the heavyweight who had the chance against Mike Tyson. You see the look on his face coming in. If you just joined us and are maybe catching up on Facebook Fight Night Live, our fights are, by the way, available in our archive all the time, 24/7, so you can start from whenever you'd like. Saw the look on his face. Was he seeing ghosts? He'd been stopped in his last fight, got knocked down in round number 1. He's been picking it up intermittently to this point in round number 6. This has been a sloppy occasion at times. Goldsby especially, his form sometimes lags, Mr. Porter.
Absolutely. But the good thing is he's still in front of this man. He's still pressing forward, and both guys are giving it their all right now. You know, you got a lot of people tuning in from all around the world watching this fight. You never know what could take place with either man's career going forward. So, again, this is a pretty good fight. Opening up the historic card that we have here at the historic Boardwalk Hall.
You love the Boardwalk.
Oh, I love this place. I love Atlantic City. You know, I miss the days of coming here with my parents. They would come out here and just, you know, bring the whole family out here. We would walk along the boardwalk. But now we are here watching live main event professional boxing at its best.
So Patrick Ward, who fought and beat Jesse Angel Hernandez, who was fighting next, and Ward wants to see what his man is up to, says he would be shocked if Seldon doesn't stop him here, but I don't know, Goldsby's hanging in, man. Pretty darn close to making it to the finish line. What he gets as a prize when he gets to the finish line remains to be seen. Ticking down to now 35 seconds left. As they've noted on Facebook in the comments section, there's a lot of hugging. Travis Williams says, this dude moving like it's ready to rumble boxing. Yeah, Chad Diaz, this is the first fight. And then you have Hernandez, Samuel Peter, the A side, and then O'Quinn is next, okay? 10 seconds remaining. They're slugging it out in center ring. Seldon biting down on the gum shield, trying to finish off with a furious flurry with the right hand, and he's missing on Goldsby, who raises his right arm and proclaims himself to be, I am the champion. I don't know if he really believes it, but I think he sort of feels like, you know, I got that knockdown in round number 1, came in with a 5-9 record. Y'all didn't think I would do it.
Mm-hmm.
Now in the Seldon corner, you see he's shaking his head, X-Man. Can you read the body language now?
Yeah,
he doesn't look over enthused, does he?
Yeah, I think he's a little like down on himself because he knows that he could have came out and had a much better performance. He came out flat in the first round. He got knocked down in the first round, and if he'd have fought a much more skilled fighter, he might have got knocked out. But as you can see, as the fight progressed, he got his composure back. He started to land some shots on the inside, pretty good right uppercut right there. He kind of managed the emotion and anger that he brought into the fight. Because when he came in to fight, he was angry. You could see it in his face, banging his chest, banging his fist. And then he got caught in the first round. It surprised him. It humbled him, per se.
So, collection being done on the judges' scorecards by Mr. Mark Prado, who's now going to tell us who won.
Ladies and gentlemen, here on the boardwalk, let's get a big round of applause for these two warriors going all 6 rounds in the center of the ring to open things up here in Atlantic City. We now go to the judges' scorecards, where Eugene Grant, James Kinney, and Alan Rubenstein each scored this contest 58-55 in favor of your winner by unanimous decision. From Atlantic City, New Jersey, Isiah Seldon.
I'm a picture to you. What do you always say when you come into the home man's town?
You come in 2 points down, and if you come from Macon, Georgia against the Seldon, you come in 3 points down.
And outside of winning the first round, he still came out of this fight with a unanimous decision loss.
His new record is 13-2-1, but lots to work on for Isiah Seldon. Let's be quite honest here. And possibly most of it mentally. We talked about that ratio, 90-10 or whatever it is.
Yes, 90.
A lot of work to be done mentally and as far as technique goes as well.
Yeah, I think Seldon has some really good skills. He has really good skills. The only issue is the mental focus. If he could just manage his emotions and just stick to the game plan, he'd be a pretty good middleweight. As you can see here, landing shots throughout the bout since getting knocked.